Welcome back, Illumineers, to Lorcana Craze. My name is Mike, and today we are going to be doing a nice dive into one of my favorite theme decks, and that is Brooms. So, if you love this video, if you like what you see here by the end of it, please everyone follow, like, subscribe. I go live on Twitch every Monday through Sunday to go over the themes that I cover in the video of the week. So this week I will be going live to cover Brooms, and we'll play that throughout the entire stream week. So please like, follow, subscribe across my socials. It'll be in the description below. So what's great about Brooms is it is a fun Typal theme. If you do not know what Typal theme is, please visit my first video in the Themes and You series. That goes over everything, a basic understanding of each type of theme and what they mean. So please go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. So Brooms originate from the film, the Disney film Fantasia. I absolutely adore that film. It is one of my favorites. I've seen it a million times, and what I love about that movie is one of the most iconic scenes in the Disney universe. 99% of Disney fans know this scene, and that's when you have Sorcerer Mickey bringing those brooms to life and quickly losing control over them, and they just make this big mess until it all gets cleaned up. And what I love with Ravensburger, they have kind of encapsulated, captured the essence of that scene into how they did the brooms. The different synergies that they have, what each one does. Because honestly, if your opponent cannot deal with the brooms, don't know how to deal with brooms, it's going to get away from them really, really fast, and it'll be over before they realize it. So, first, let's cover the cards that are in this theme, and then we will go from there. So, we have quite a few cards, as you can see, that come from Fantasia. We will be focusing wildly on the brooms themselves. We will go over each and every card from Fantasia briefly, and then when we hit the decks, we will go over them in a little more depth. So, first things first, we have Chernabog, Creature of the Night, 5 cost, uninkable, 2/6. He quests for 1, has the ability Midnight Revel. When you play this character, each opponent chooses and exerts one of the ready characters. They can't ready at the start of their next turn. Then we go into the Magic Broom, Illuminary Keeper, 1 cost, inkable, 1/2, quests for 1, has Nice and Tidy. When you play another character, you may banish this character to draw a card. We have the 3 cost inkable Magic Broom, Lively Sweeper, 2/4, quests for 1. Nice body, We have what synergizes the deck, really makes it pop, and makes the brooms work. From set 4, Yen Sid, the Powerful Sorcerer. He is a 2 cost inkable, 1/3, he quests for 1. He has the ability Timely Intervention. When you play this character, if you have a character named Magic Broom in play, you may draw a card. Love it. Solid. It's a great character. And let's actually show you the cards. That probably works better, doesn't it? So, like I said, we have that Chernabog here, the 1-drop Broom, 3-drop Lively Sweeper. We got that Yen Sid, 2 cost, 1/3, quests for 1, Timely Intervention. When you play this character, if you have a character named Magic Broom in play, you may draw a card. And then Arcane Study. While you have 2 or more Broom characters in play, this character gets +2 lore. Love this card, love this card. All right. Now, as we move down, because it's just the different artworks for that Yen Sid, we come over here. We have this Chernabog's Followers, 1 cost inkable, 2/1, quests for 1, and then has the ability Restless Souls. Whenever this character quests, you may banish them to draw a card. Love it, like it, want some more of it. So, then we have 6 cost inkable, 3/3, the Magic Broom, Dancing Duster. It quests for 1, has Power Clean. When you play this character, if you have a Sorcerer character in play, you may exert chosen opposing character. They can't ready at the start of their next turn. So, and also, just as a side note, we're going to cover every single card for each theme if we can. Some themes have a lot of cards, so we would cover those more deck by deck. depending on how you want to play it. Whereas the themes that have a smaller pool of cards will cover each individual card and then go over the decks. So the formatting for the videos will range based on how many cards we have to cover. So after that Dancing Duster, we have the 5-cost, uninkable 4/4, quests for 2, Magic Broom Swift Cleaner. It has Rush, which is fantastic, and then Clean This, Clean That. When you play this character, you may shuffle all Broom cards from your discard into your deck. Fantastic. We have the 3-cost inkable Magic Broom Big Sweeper. 1/5 quests for 1, has Clean Sweep. When this character is at a location, it gets +2 strength. So it can become a 3/5 if it's at that location. We have the 4-cost inkable 6/2, quests for 1, the Firebird, Force of Destruction. That's it, just a 6/2, real solid strength there. Then we have the Sorcerer's Hat, which is a 2-cost inkable item. Has incredible energy. You exert this item and exert 1 ink. Name a card, then you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's the name card, you put that card into your hand, otherwise you put it on top of your deck. So when it comes to naming a card in this game, for those who are not familiar with that mechanic, when you name a card, all you have to do is name the main part of the name, not the sub-name. So in this case, for this Magic Broom here, you would just name Magic Broom. And if you reveal any of the Magic Brooms, you'll get it. You do not have to name the primary name and the sub-name. So sub-name for this card is like the Big Sweeper. You don't have to do that, just that first name. Makes this card amazing, depending on how you want to play it, because you can keep putting cards back in your hand, because odds are you'll have more Brooms in the deck than just about anything else. So, after that, we're approaching the end here. We have the location Sorcerer's Tower. It's a 3-cost inkable location. It costs 2 to move there, has 7 willpower, but it has a couple different abilities on it. Its first ability is your character's named Magic Broom may move here for free. Fantastic. Fantastic. And then it has the next ability, characters get +1 lore while here. So, all of those Brooms that you have, they quest for 1 more while they're there. And they move there for free, so we can quest hard and fast, which I love. After that, we have the Sorcerer's Spellbook, which is a 3-cost uninkable item. Has the ability Knowledge, so you can exert the item and 1 ink, and then you gain 1 lore. We have the 2-cost inkable 2/2 Magic Broom Bucket Brigade. It quests for 1 and has the ability Sweep. When you play this character, you may shuffle a card from any discard into its player's deck. After that, we have the Magic Broom Aerial Cleaner, 2-cost inkable 2/3, quests for 1, and has winged for a day. During your turn, this character gains evasive. And then 6-cost inkable 2/6 Magic Broom Brigade Commander, quests for 2, has resist +1, and Army of Brooms. This character gets +2 strength for each other character named Magic Broom you have in play. Love that card. So, next card that helped us synergize these Brooms a little bit more is we have the 5-cost inkable 3/4 questing for 2, Mickey Mouse Playful Sorcerer. He shifts in for 3, which is nice, has resist 1, and Sweep Away. When you play this character, deal damage to chosen character equal to the number of Broom characters you have in play. Love it. Like it. We want some more of it. And then finally, last but certainly not least, 3-cost inkable 2/3, questing for 1, Magic Broom Industrial Model. It has Make It Shine. When you play this character, chosen character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that's all the cards that just deal directly with this Typal deck, with this character-themed deck. Love it. Love all of them. So, now that we've gone through all of the cards individually, let us load back up this real quick. So, after that, we're going to discuss the synergies for these Brooms. The different ways they can synergize, and what they have to offer. We will dive into that a little bit deeper once we hit the decks, because each deck, how you build the deck is going to synergize it differently. So we're just going to go over some of the basic synergies for the deck. So biggest synergy that it has here is that Yen Sid. What's great about him is, turn 1, you want to play that broom if you can. Turn 2, play him. Lets you draw a card. Turn 3, you can play another broom. Quest him down for 3. Get nice early lore that way. Or you can hold him a little bit. Wait past turn 2 to play some other things depending on what you're playing in the deck. But yeah, he helps you keep your cards going. He also helps you quest for big so you can win quickly. Brooms really feel like that you're either going to have to control the game and then win in the mid to late game, or you're going to want to race your opponent and try to quest bigger, faster than they can. So, another great synergy for the deck. We have Magic Broom, Dancing Duster. His ability, being able to exert something down where they can't ready at the start of the next turn as long as we have a sorcerer in play, is amazing. It saved me a lot of games, so you usually only want to play 1 or 2 of this guy in a deck, personally, in my opinion, because you're going to hold him for those moments that you absolutely need him, because you may not always have a sorcerer in play, but they may play something in that late game, especially like aggro decks and things like that, where you're going to want to exert it down to keep them and challenge into it to keep them from winning. So this card's great because we can exert it down. We may not want to challenge into it. We may just want to hold it there for a turn. But either way, we're going to be able to hold them back with that card alone, and I love it. Another thing that keeps the deck rolling is the Magic Broom Swift Cleaner. With its ability, when you play this character, you may shuffle all broom cards from your discard into your deck. It allows us to fill our deck back up. It allows us to put some of those more important brooms back in, because you don't always want to put all your brooms in. You may want to put the Dancing Duster back in. You may want to put Swift Cleaners back in. Just kind of depends on the situation. But that allows us to have more on the top, be able to continuously draw brooms and play them. And I forgot a card that didn't show up in this list, actually. That's funny. We'll get to that card. Promise. So, another great synergy for the deck is the Magic Broom, the Big Sweeper. Because it gets that +2 strength from being at a location and it being able to move free to that Sorcerer's Tower, we can play the tower, move him there, and challenge him into something. He has that nice 5 willpower. He's not easy to get rid of. And with 3 strength, he can challenge into a lot of things without banishing himself. So like foxes, we can trade into foxes. We can go into goats, rabbits, and things like that, where we can challenge in and keep our character, which is really what we're looking for. Another big synergy for the deck, which I'll just pull up a list real quick, is going to be this Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer. He's a 4-cost inkable, 3/4. He quests for 2. He has Animate Broom. You pay 1 less to play broom characters. And then Ceaseless Worker. Whenever one of your broom characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. This card, just like Yen Sid, quintessential to the deck. You must have him. At least 3 of him. 1, he lets you play those brooms cheaper, so we can get more out in a turn. Or less out in a turn, or things just sooner than what we normally would. Being able to bring out the Dancing Duster on 5 instead of 4 could save us games. Being able to bring out the Swift Cleaner, on 5 and still have an ink left over to play like a Chernabog or something else is amazing. So, definitely huge and necessary in the deck if we're wanting to. If we're wanting to play just those brooms as a theme deck. Also, being able to challenge into the board freely and just get the brooms back is huge. It frees us up more often to be able to deal with their board more effectively and more proactively, because we're not worried about them just going to the discard. They're back in our hand and we can just replay them again. And for cheaper because of the Mickey Mouse's first ability. So you definitely want 3 or 4 of him in a deck no matter what. If you're playing brooms, you need him and that Yen Sid. So, other things like that Sorcerer's Hat I already discussed. If you're playing a lot of the brooms, Sorcerer's Hat helps filter. It helps get to brooms more often. Helps pull them from the deck so that way you can get to your other stuff potentially. Sorcerer's Tower, again, just synergizes the deck. It allows us to quest for big. If we have 3-4 brooms in play, it doesn't matter what broom it is. We play this tower, move them all there. They all quest for one more. So even if they all only quested for one, they all quest for two now. So now instead of gaining 4 lore, we're gaining 8 lore, which could potentially win us the game depending on the part where we're at in the match. So definitely want to play 3 to 4 of that no matter what. The Bucket Brigade. That's really important because I use him in multiple ways. So either I'm trying to pull stuff back from my own discard into the deck if I need it, so like a piece of removal, if I only play a couple of them, friends, if I want to just draw more cards, again, Sid, if I need him, I want him back, Sorcerer's Tower, but wildly I find me using Bucket Brigade against my opponent, especially in the current format. So if you're going against those item decks, and they play a dime, and you're able to get rid of that dime, well, you can play that Bucket Brigade and make them put it back in their deck. So, with how the items decks work, playing that Tamatoa happy as a clam, letting them get those 2 items back regularly, I'd much rather have them dig for it. I'd much rather take the chance of them, yes, top decking it being in the next 3 draws, whatever, but we're also putting it back hoping that it's at the bottom of the deck, closer to the bottom, where they have to dig for it and they may not find it again, which ultimately slows the game down for us, makes them have to work a little harder to win, and yeah. Or we're putting actions back, you know, like if it's the Ruby Sapphire Half Shark list, where they can get actions back from the discard by challenging with the Half Shark. We're putting the Pirate's Lives back into their deck. We're putting other things back into their deck so that way Maui just can't free grab and they can just keep going over and over again with it. I'd rather take the chance of them just top decking it and just having it, as opposed to them being able to guarantee to just keep getting it back and keep using it. So yeah, Bucket Brigade for me has become more of a defensive removal tool more than an offensive get my stuff back tool. We have that Aerial Cleaner. This is what we really want to drop on 2/3. It has that evasive. That's the reason we want to drop it. It may not be evasive all the time, but being able to have the 2-drop the challenge into the Diablos early game. Or if they're playing a more aggro deck and they're playing the evasive Pegasus, the 1/1. You know, we want to put some kind of threat on the board for those early evasives, so that way our opponent either doesn't play them or we can just get rid of them. So I play, I believe, 4 of him, and I'm always going to. That evasive answer is just too important in the format right now to not have it. So, the Magic Broom Brigade Commander, he's really big for the late game. You know, you'll usually have 2 to 3 brooms out, so he's huge. He can one-shot that McDuck Manor. He can one-shot just about everything with the right amount of brooms. Him having the resist 2 makes it really hard to get rid of him. And if we happen to have the tower out, he can quest for 3 instead of 2, which really helps us win fast. Him having 6 willpower and resist 1 puts him out of range of Zeus. He can't just be Zeused away. He can't be Maui'd away, so like the Maui hero to all can't just be played and challenge into him because we have that resist 1. So just about nothing one-shots him. He's really good body. The downside is if we don't have those brooms out, he has that weak strength. So, you know, but I play 2 to 3 of him depending on the version of deck that I'm wanting to play. Solid card. And then we have that Mickey Mouse Playful Sorcerer. It's a fantastic card for removal. If we go to like turn 1 Broom, turn 2 Broom, turn 3 Broom, and turn 4 we have like a 1-drop Mickey. We can go Mickey Shift in the big one just to deal 3 damage to something. And we have the big 3/4 on play. He also has resist 1. So it takes a Zeus to get rid of him. You know, they have to have Zeus to get rid of him, or a Maui or something with big strength. So that's it really helps that, you know, that the Storm can't take care of him. They have to have 5 characters for strength to take care of him. So having the resist plus a 4 willpower makes him really strong, and shifting in for 3. I mean, he's coming in early and he's coming in hot. He's coming in hot. So really, really like him in the deck. So after that, that's just some of the basic synergies without getting into the deck builds, because most of the synergies are going to come from deck building. So Strengths of this deck. It's fun. It's fun. It's fast. Strength of this theme, not deck, but it's fun. It can be fast. It can deal with the board. It's been hit or miss since set 2. I've had great success with it. Also not so great success with it. I have found if you bring this Brooms to a tournament where most of those players never see it, most of the times they don't know how to go about dealing with it. They don't know where their removal needs to lie or what pieces they need to play early enough to contend with how quick Brooms can get away from people. So you could definitely win with this. I have won with it. But win or lose, it's just so much fun to play. Its synergies and everything are so straightforward and enjoyable that yeah, I'll play this till it's not playable, which I don't think it'll ever not be playable. But yeah, that's really the biggest strengths of it. It's fun, it's fast, and it can beat a lot of things. Even in the meta, it can beat a lot of things, especially if they're slower, more control decks. And you get the right start and you can just run away. I love it. Biggest weakness of the deck is it falls short against Ruby, mainly because they have the Sisus that can banish a character with 1 strength. They have the big shift Sisu that banishes your board with only 2 strength or less. Be Prepareds and Brawls. Those are our most dangerous things because wildly 99% of the characters in Brooms have only 1 or 2 strength. So we're super susceptible to the big Sisu and the little Sisus. So if you run up against Ruby Sapphire, Ruby Amethyst, you may have a hard time. Ruby Steel, maybe not. Yeah, they get the challenge. They challenge in and stuff, but we can kind of turtle and just hold and play more defensively until we get that tower and just quest for big, really fast. All the while dealing with their board too. So you just have to adjust your play strategy for Ruby Steel. But yeah, Ruby Sapphire and Ruby Amethyst, you have to watch out for Brawls, little Sisus, and big Sisus, because they just can be devastating. So if you're going against them, you have to adjust your strategy to not overextend. You do not want to go wide. You just want to make impactful plays while moving towards the win. So those are the biggest strengths and weaknesses. There's not many to it. I mean, we have a lot of cards, a lot of options, a lot of ways to make the deck consistent and synergize. So I wouldn't say there's a weakness there. One of the strengths to the deck is we have a lot of toolboxes, a lot of tools in our inventory to make this deck consistent and run regularly. So now that we've covered all of that, some of the strengths and weaknesses, just general strengths and weaknesses, and the cards, let's cover a couple of the decks. So I have 2 versions for us to look at. First, we're going to look at the competitive version, which, of course, I just have to go backwards here. Let's hit those Brooms. This is my competitive version of Brooms, what I feel is an ideal mixture of what it wants to do, and it usually runs really well. There are times I brick, there are times that I have a problem, but ultimately, wildly, I don't. It's consistent and it's fun. Even the games I lose are usually very close. So let's give you a rundown of how I go about playing competitive Brooms. So first things first, in the 1 slots, we have the Magic Broom, Illuminary Keeper, and Mickey Mouse Food Fight Defender, which the community wildly calls him Sticky Mickey. So 1-drop Broom, obvious. We have to have the 1-drop Broom because we're really wanting to go 2-drop Yen Sid in most cases against most things. So we want that 1-drop Broom so we can go turn 2 Yen Sid, banish the 1 Broom, draw a card from that, draw a card from the Yen Sid, and we've made our hand nice and bigger, especially if we went first. It helps us catch back up to the card advantage that the person going second had. So yeah, that's why he's in there. Obvious, he synergizes with the Yen Sid, also draws us card, and he's great to drop in the mid to late game too to draw us cards. We're playing 4 of the 1-drop Mickey Mouse Food Fight Defender, wildly because we have the Shift 3 Mickey. So, wildly because we have Shift 3 Mickey down here, so that we can shift him in on 3, sing a song, challenge into something, or just quest for 2. Great card to have on 3. So, and then like I said, it depends on the lineup. If you are going against something that's more aggro, wants to go faster, wants to out-quest you, a lot of times I want to have the Mickey Mouse on 1 so I can shift in the bigger Mickey on 3, so that way I can deal with the board easier and faster. Otherwise, if I'm going first against aggro, I may decide I want to just outrace them. So I want the turn 1 Broom into the turn 2 Yen Sid and just show them that I can quest as fast as they can. If I'm going against like Ruby Amethyst, Ruby Sapphire, or a number of the control decks that are out there, I really like Mickey Mouse Food Fight Defender on 1, even if I'm going first. Because of their early removals, he's hard to remove because of his resist 1. So, like, Let the Storm Rage On doesn't take care of him. Strength of the Raging Fire, when they only have 2 characters out, doesn't take care of him. A lot of the early game cards, other than like Bell, and like Smee, Calhoun, like stuff like that, a lot of the like Chernobogs and things like that, they can't challenge into him in trade because of his resist. So, really good on 1 against the control decks. And that's what we're wanting to see. So, really depends. Into the 2 slots, we're playing 3 different 2-drops. We have, of course, 4 Yen Sids, because we need the 4 Yen Sids. He quests huge, he draws us cards. We may not always want to play him on 2, but we want the 4 so that we have access to him when we do want to play him. We're playing 3 docks. That's to help our card draw. Because Brooms wildly likes to go big or go home, essentially, we want to quest fast, we want to fill our board up early, we can run out of cards regularly, so Doc helps us refill our hand, keep playing cards. He's not our only draw potential, but he has a big draw potential in the deck. So our other 2-drop is my preferred 2 slot. I usually want to see him on 2 almost every game. And that's Magic Broom, the Aerial Cleaner. He's the one who has the evasive on our turn. I want to see him 2 wildly because, 1, it deters the Emerald player from shifting in Diablo on 2. Because they're just going to get 1 turn out of him and lose him. It deters from the Pegasus line because he's sitting there now. And, it just deters from a lot of the early evasive drops, while also giving us a nice solid 2-3 body for our opponents to contend with. Not easily contended with. So that's our 2 slots. Our 3 slots, we are playing only 2 of the Magic Broom Big Sweeper. We're playing 4 of the Industrial Model, and then 2 Pete. So the 2 Big Sweeper, really the Big Sweeper's only good when you have the location. We're only playing 1 location in the deck, and that is our Sorcerer's Tower. So with only having 4 options for him to get his ability to go off, I felt 4 of was too many. He just, on 3, I'd rather drop just about anything else, unless I'm going to have the location and it makes sense. So, but that's why we're only playing 2, is because we're not getting his ability as often as we would really like. We're playing 4 Industrial Models. His ability we want all the time. He gives resist 1 until the start of our next turn to a character of our choice. So a lot of times we're using it to protect our Yen Sid, so we don't feel bad questing on 2 with him. Unless they have the Fox, he's wildly going to be safe. So, and if they have it, they have it. But, yeah, the Magic Broom Industrial Model, 4 of in there just to protect anything we could be questing down with, or even if we're not questing with it, because of that steel removal. We want to be able to keep them out of range of them being easily removed by some of that. It would feel great if they had to use Zeus on Yen instead just because we use the Industrial Model. It'd be great, things like that. So, the Magic Broom Industrial Model sets those plays up, helps us get more value trades. So for those who don't know what a value trade is, that means we're getting better value from what our opponent does to us or from what we do to our opponents. So if I challenge into something and it's going to trade, I want to make sure we're trading something of equal value. Or if our opponent's going to be able to remove something from our board, we want to make sure that we're going to get our value from it too, that they're having to use something that they don't have many of, or that they usually want to save for something bigger and more dangerous. So yeah, that helps set up a lot of good value trade. We're playing 2 peak games referees. That's to stop actions. We're not going to be playing him often. That's why there's only 2. Really, we're wanting to hold off for the Be Prepareds. Because Be Prepared wildly just kind of hurts, especially if we went a little too wide or had to go wider. So that way we can just protect our board for at least one more turn. Or protect like our Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer for a turn from a Strength of a Raging Fire or a Zeus. It's just to protect our board from either board removal, like mass removal, or targeted removal. So that's our 3 slots for characters. After that, into our 4 slots, we only playing 1 card there. That's the Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer. 9 times out of 10, I want to see him on 4. I want to drop him on 4, so that way my mid-game and into my late game is more impactful. I'm able to do more things and interact more effectively with my opponents. Because dropping him on 4 and going turn 5 not Bucket Brigade, but Brigade Commander is solid. He's hard to deal with on 5 for most decks. Or a Dancing Duster on 5 just so I can exert something down and challenge into it, or prevent them from questing with it for a turn. It's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, 4 of him all day, every day. I will never come off of 4. He also quests nicely, too. He quests for 2 if he's at the location, the Sorcerer's Tower. He'll quest for 3. So he's furthering us to our win con really fast also. But a lot of times I'm not questing with him. I leave him unexerted so that way I can keep my Broom engine running. You only quest with him when you feel safe to. Only when you feel safe. In the 5 slots, we have 2 different cards here. We have the 5 cost uninkable, the Magic Broom Swift Cleaner, that Rush Broom. We want him because we can play him as early as turn 5. Sometimes I won't play him on 5. We'll just hold off, but ultimately he's awesome because we can play him down if we have the Sorcerer in play, that Wayward Sorcerer. We can trade with something on the board, return it to our hands, and play it again on the next turn. And we have this constant rush removal that's just going through the deck. Otherwise, if they're not going to be banished, if we need certain things back from our discards, like we're running out of brooms, and we want to bring back like some draw potential with the Illuminary Keeper, or some survivability with the Industrial Model, or just something big like the Brigade Commander, we can put them back into our deck and hopefully draw them again. Downside to Swift Cleaner is it's all brooms. It's either all or none, so you can't target specific guys. So you really want to kind of weigh when it's worth it or not, depending on what you are looking for. I try to save his ability till really late game when they've removed a lot of things, the deck's getting a little thin, then I will use his ability. So I always try to save one for that late game when I'm running out of options. The other 5 drop is that Shift 3 Mickey, 5 cost inkable 3/4 questing for 2. He's in there as a 3 of because he's removal. Removal. We get 3-4 brooms out and we can get rid of things. 5 brooms out, we can take care of most things by just dropping Mickey Mouse. So, or he is spot removal. We're able to challenge into something, get it down to only 1 willpower left, and we can play him and just ping it for 1. He's really good because he's versatile. We can ping something to just finish it off, or we can take down something big. So versatility is amazing in this deck. There's so many cards that can work so many different ways, and you can kind of evolve your strategy as you go along. So I love this Mickey Mouse. Then in the 6 drops, we have the 1 Dancing Duster and the 3 Brigade Commander. I'm only playing 1 Dancing Duster because we try to watch our inkable count with how scarce the draw can get. Also, very situational. I don't want to play him often. He's only a 3/3, so he can be easily removed in most cases, but hopefully not. And his ability's only a when you play it. So it's not like I'm getting more out of it when I quest with him. I can always get him back if Wayward Sorcerer's out, or I shuffle him back in with the Bucket Brigade or the Swift Cleaner. So I'm never truly out of the Dancing Duster. So I felt 1 is good. And honestly, outside of the games where it saves me the game, when it's like, oh no, this has to come down, wildly it doesn't. Or it doesn't come down in an impactful way because it requires the Sorcerer. So if they've been removing our board and we don't have any Yen Sids, Mickey's out, then we get no worth from him. So that's why we only play the 1 of. 3 Brigade Commanders because it's just a good card. I think 4 is too many. It makes us too top heavy. We want to be more low to the ground because we want to be a little faster about things. Or be able to reestablish quickly. So 3 of him. He comes down if I feel like we're safe, or I just want to put a big threat on the board. Or we need the challenge into something and we can set it up to where the next turn we drop enough brooms to make his strength big enough to just challenge right in. So after that, we go into my songs and locations. As you know, only the Sorcerer's Tower are 4 locations. I play 4 of it because I want to see it. I didn't think Library, Queen's Castle, anything else here made sense, only because I think it just slows down what we're trying to do and takes away from the Broom synergy. So we do want to keep it as close to the theme as possible. So we're playing 4 of that. After that, we're playing 4 Friends on the Other Side for our draw. You know, it's singable, inkable, and it draws us 2 cards. We're playing 2 Strength of a Raging Fire, only because we're playing the Mickey Mouse that does almost literally the same thing, only it's Broom specific. So I felt 4 of that was just too many iterations of that effect. We're playing 3 Zeus because McDuck Manor's a problem. Maui Half Shark's a problem. The new 6-drop Tamatoa is a problem. So I was only playing 1, I upped it to 3. Because I need to find it more often to deal with those big threats faster. Because we have to slow our opponent down. We have to. So 3 Zeuses, we can sing it as early as 3 if we shift in this Mickey Mouse here. But ultimately, we have many targets that can sing it. I mean, so we have 14 targets that can sing it. That's awesome. So, and then 2 Find 'em Platinums. That banishes all items. We're not playing any items, so we're fine with that. And against Ruby Sapphire and Sapphire Steel, those item-heavy decks, we have to contend with their items. We have to try to slow them down as much as we can. So that's why there's 2 in there, so we can find it more often. I felt if I had 4 of them, then if I wasn't going against items, then I could end up just drawing those consistently, and it doesn't help in those matchups. It only helps in the items matchups. So 2, because we didn't want to go too far. So that's my competitive deck. That is how I would take this deck to any tournament that I would attend if I was choosing this. So my locals on Thursdays set champs. If I'm choosing Brooms, this is the list I'm bringing. So after that, we'll do a brief discussion of the movie theme only deck. So movie theme deck, as most people know, is not restricted by ink colors. Thankfully, this deck, per Wildly, is in only 2 inks. There's only 1 card, as you can see here, that exits that. So every card in this deck is from Fantasia and nothing else. As you can see, I did not put the Playful Sorcerer in only because I did forget it. So we're going to fix that real quick. So fix it on camera because, you know, makes it the best way. So put in 4. That will put us to 64, which I never like. So we're going to cut a couple Brooms and save it there. All right, so for the Brooms deck, for the movie theme, like I said, movie theme decks have no ink restriction. The only restriction they have is they all must come from that movie. All of them. So, as you can tell, just as a brief look, this whole deck is from Fantasia. All right, nowhere else. So it does limit us in some ways. So in the 1 slots, we're playing Chernobog's Followers and Magic Broom. We're not getting that Mickey, so that is a discretionary thing. No other Mickey Mouse other than the Wayward Sorcerer and the Playful Sorcerer are technically from Fantasia. You can make an argument that all Mickey Mouses are from Fantasia because Mickey Mouse is in it, and I agree with you. But some tournament organizers or, other players and stuff may not. So, if you're going to do a movie-themed tournament, please check with the players and the tournament mainly the tournament organizer, to see if all Mickey cards or specific Mickey cards classify under Fantasia. So, they may let you play that 1-drop Food Fight Defender, but they may not, because technically it doesn't come from that movie. So, always check with your tournament organizer first to iron out the exact rules of the tournament before you build, if there is a question about them. So yeah, that's why the Food Fight Defender's not in there, because at least at my locals, that was not considered to be part of Fantasia, so we didn't include it. So we have the 2 1-drops here, Chernobog's Followers, Magic Brooms, helps us draw cards. We have the 2-drops, Yen Sid, Bucket Brigade, and Aerial Cleaner, 4 of each, because we got to fill the deck out. We're limited on cards now, so we're not using Zeus's, Strength of a Raging Fires, and things like that, so we're just going to jam as many characters as we can. After that, in the 3-drops, it's just more Brooms. Brooms. We're playing all of them. We're playing 2 and 2 of these, because I'm never convinced that the vanilla 2/4 Broom is actually great to play on 3. I'd still rather see the industrial model, or other things, or shift, can't shift in the Mickey this time, but, if we could, shifting the Mickey on 3. We're still only playing 1 location, so we don't want to play 4 big sweepers. We're only going to play 2, so 2-2 split felt good to me. After that, we have the industrial model again. Fantastic card. Keeps our stuff alive. Wayward Sorcerer, 4 of them. Always 4, always 4, always 4. I will never go under 4 of him. It just synergizes the Brooms too greatly, just like Yen Sid. We are playing 2 Firebird. Those are to deal with some of our bigger threats if they can't remove it. It is a 6/2, so Willpower 2, kind of easily removable. But 6 Strength. We can trade into 90% of the cards our opponents will play. We don't care that we're trading in with him. We just care that we can. We are playing 2 of the new Chernobog from set 7, 2/6 questing for 1. When you play this character, each opponent exerts one of their readied characters, and they can't ready at the start of the next turn. That's just to slow them down. We're hoping that they quest down with everything they want to, maybe kept one thing alive, like a Prince John that has Ward. They may, like if they just played Alice, Cogsworth. We can't target those because they have Ward, but their opponent can, and all Chernobog says is the opponent has to choose. So if they have everything else quested down but left Cogsworth there, so that way he's safe. He's not safe anymore. We're going to play the Chernobog. They're going to have to exert him down, and now we can challenge freely into it to get rid of it. So that's why we're playing 2 of him. He is uninkable, and we want to watch the uninkable count. We're at 10 right now, and that feels good. So yeah, 3 of the Swift Cleaner. Again, uninkable count. We got to watch out for it. So we're playing 3 of it for the rush. And yeah, just feels good. We're playing 4 of the Mickey Mouse Play for Sorcerer because we are missing out on the Zeus's, the friends on the other sides, by playing a movie-themed deck. We need more removal, so we're playing 4 of him. We have more Brooms in this list than the competitive list, so we should be able to get more worth out of him than from the competitive list. And we can shift on top of himself. So if we play 1, say it's turn 8, we have 8 ink, we play 1, deal, say, 3 damage to something, banish it. We can shift in the other one, deal 3 to something else. So, we can still get a lot of impactful worth from him. 2 of the Dancing Dusters this time. We're playing a little bit more Sorcerers, but also I feel like we will have that chance to get more worth from it. So we did up it from 1 to 2. not bucket brigades, brigade commander, 4 brigade commanders, because we're just going to get more worth. We needed to jam more brooms. We needed to fill out the deck. And I feel like brigade commander is stronger than playing like 3 firebirds or 4 firebirds. I feel like he's just a stronger card. So yeah, we couldn't help ourselves. Chernabog, the big bad. We had to play at least one. Wildly, a lot of our board may end up in the discard, so we may end up getting to play him for free. I just felt like you don't have to play him. You could remove him, play an extra Swift Cleaner or an extra copy of anything else. But for me, it was more for the theme. I wouldn't feel right not playing Chernabog in a Fantasia movie deck. I wouldn't feel right. So, after that, we are playing 4 Sorcerer's Hat because we're playing so many more brooms. We should be able to get that going much more often. So yeah, straight 4 of them. 2 of the Sorcerer's Spellbook to gain us some lore in the mid to late game. Because it's uninkable, we didn't want to go farther than that. We want to keep our inkable count low because we're not drawing as many cards as the other version of the deck. We don't have the friends on the other side. So we want to keep our uninkable count as low as we can, what feels good. And then, of course, to top it all off, the 4 Sorcerer's Tower. Gotta play 4 if you're playing brooms. It closes games out really, really fast. I mean, I've been at 4 lore before. Played a Sorcerer's Tower, had enough in play to gain 16 lore in 1 turn. Just because of that card, I won the game. So, that is a brief look. That's a little look and a dive into what I would consider movie themes. So what's great about the theme decks, build it how you feel is comfortable. These are just shells, little starting places. What I would play if I'm taking it to a tournament. Not necessary, you may not agree with what I have, but please use it as a starting place. I will post the links to these decks in the description below, so you can go ahead and check those out, adjust them as you see fit, even send them to me if you'd like to. I would love to see what everyone does with the brooms. I feel that there are places, like competitively, where you can add like foxes or goats to kind of win with. Foxes mainly. I don't know about the goat or the rabbit or anything, but foxes, you could definitely make a case to play fox in the deck. I didn't feel like it fit, but yeah, there's just other cards that you could play over what I have in here. If you feel like you want to maybe go more aggro, so you want to play like Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, or This Is My Family, stuff like that. Or if you want to go more control with it, so you want to play like Storms, or you want to play like Fire the Cannons or stuff. There's a lot of different routes you can take with this. So that's what I really love about themes. Versatility. There's so much versatility with them depending on the format that you're playing, that you can really come up with something that's yours and yours alone, and that's unique to you. And that's what I really, really adore about these. So yeah, I mean, that is our dive into brooms. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and I hope that you had some good takeaways from it. Please comment below. Let me know what you like about the video, what you didn't like. If you feel like I didn't cover it enough, then we can always revisit this again. But I would like to know what the community thinks of my videos, so that way I can adjust them going forward and bring you guys what you all are really looking for. I have an idea, but won't know until you guys tell me. So please comment below. And yeah, thank you all very much for joining me. Like I said, my name's Mike at Lorcana Craze for my dive into brooms, and catch me next week for our next dive into our next theme. Catch me then to find out exactly what theme it is. All right, everyone. I will see you all later.